Važno je gde kupujete tehniku.
Reclaiming the kingdom that we lost so many centuries ago. Beginning of 19th century, the only living dynasty that we have in Serbia today, the Karađorđević dynasty, played an essential role in the liberation of Serbia. Founder of the dynasty was the leader of the first Serbian rebellion. Elected by its people because he was more than 6 feet tall, left-handed fighter, muscular. The Turks gave him the nickname Kara. Turkish means black. They call him Black George because he meant trouble for them. Created a lot of trouble for the Ottomans. The first mutiny in 1804 was not a success because Napoleon attacked Russia and we had a lot of help from Russia to fight along our side. They don't have the unsettled scores with Turks, so they needed to retreat to protect their motherland.
When the clock strikes 12, we'll cool off, then start rocking around the clock again. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
And German events meant trouble for the Serbian rebellion. The second mutiny was started the very next year with the Obrenović dynasty. Very unfortunate events, very unfortunate. Anyway, I will explain you. We can discuss about that during the lunchtime. And that's how we came to have two dynasties throughout the 19th century. The Black George dynasty, we will focus on them. Black George, the founder of the dynasty, led the uprising. Then we have Prince Alexander, the son of the George Petrovich himself. Then King Peter I, the grandson of the founder who built this himself. Alexander got married beautiful Romanian and London family Princess Maria, the Kingdom of Yugoslavia, in 1929. And she became Queen of Yugoslavia, and she gave him a son, Peter II, traditionally named the grandfather that was given to the son. King Alexander was assassinated in Marseille in 1934 because Peter II was 18 years old. He was too young. Prince Paul, who was the brother of King Alexander, was the regent of Yugoslavia. He was 6 months the king, then Germans invaded. And family moved to London. Anyway, his son is the current prince of Serbia, Prince Alexander II, rightful heir to the throne. And on Tuesday, we will go to the palace in Belgrade, where he and the Princess Catherine of Greece live. King Peter I, the grandson of the founder, built this house and legacy church. Illuminated by the sunshine, so it turns to be almost bright white, but actually it's not the effect from the direct sun shining on it. Inside, you will see it's very interesting, and then we will go underground, downstairs where the crypts are. More than 35,000 square feet of mosaic. All the mosaics were made in Germany and then transported here. About 20 million here and underground, assembled piece by piece. 20 years to finish it. The founder of the dynasty, the leader of the uprising, the Black George himself. It was a very strong tradition. Ruler of our country should leave at least one church or a monastery as a legacy. And we couldn't do this for 350 years. King Peter built Mausoleum Church, that's how we call it. Everything was financed by the family businesses. That's why they had the winery. They didn't take from people. They gave everything to the country. The Jesus Christ that you can see in the top, his forefinger is 3.5 meters long. It's very, very, very tall. In Second World War, this area was heavily bombed. Germans had the anti-aircraft cannons on this hill. And the only part that was damaged, it was a miracle. The church has been preserved intact during the entire Second World War. We were liberating in 1917. And all the ornaments that you can see, candle holders, all made from melted Austrian rounds and cannon shells and ammunition, everything. And this crown here, 4 tons heavy, sits upside down. Crown of the Nemanici royal dynasty. It's the first 800 years. It's upside down because King Peter I had a wish to show the sorrow of the lost Serbian state that occupied by the Turks for so long, forbidden everything. Education, conduct, religion, bells of the church couldn't be rang. Reading and writing forbidden only in churches and monasteries. Literally 500 people kept our language, and that's why we have it today. We wanted here to show art that we had back in a day, traditional decoration. All the ancient Serbian kings, exactly how they were presented in old monasteries, kings of Serbia. And on the other side are all the holy warriors, kings, saints, those who died in that famous Kosovo battle. Nemanici royal dynasty made the country strong, united. All Serbians, all coins in medieval Europe were made from silver and gold that was digged from the Serbian mines. We were feeding the entire Europe with gold and copper, which is the cradle of our country. Renaissance started in Serbia. The oldest art schools, painting for frescoes, designing churches, monasteries, started here. We were one of the most prosperous countries in Europe. Unfortunately, everything turned to the opposite. We were kept literally on the bottom for many centuries, and that's why we couldn't express ourselves.
No, did you ever have burgoo? A burgoo party? Oh, we had burgoo parties like this.
I love that.
You threw in.
To be in the crowd.
Nije, ja sam se odmah setio, evo, da budete ne dali neka 24 od nekog kraća.
30 idealnih godina. Forma ideale.
Ako Bog da se vratim opet među svoje ljude.
She always painted children. She painted children because she didn't have any of her own child. She was a member of UNICEF Foundation and that printed the postcards with motif of her paintings. She traveled all around the world in Slovakian national costume and she died in 2001 and she had 31 his original paintings.
Families welcome. As I already said, we will be doing some kind of artwork, some kind of handwork.
Tako da u okviru te saradnje već 10 godina odlazimo na razne manifestacije.
In that cooperation, in the past 10 years, visiting many different manifestations, they are not in practical use.
Welcome. As I already said, if we talk about violins, I'm a second generation of violin maker. My son is the third, and my granddaughter is the fourth.
When she was 1 year old, she was already doing. This is Bosnia, Serbia, and Montenegro maple.
Even for violin makers, it's good to have such a big biodiversity.
This is the whole violin, and it is made from 4 main pieces.
So when you cut it, this is one solid piece that you cut into smaller pieces. pieces, and from these two pieces are actually you're going to match them mirror effect. That's this tiger skin maple. This is also important. More important is vibrations actually reproduces the sound. It's not the strains that are making the sound, it's the board that makes the sound. You use the strain just to push that vibration onto the wood, and then the wood makes the sound. This is a sound fork. You hear it, but but when we put it on the upper board, so the sound fork acts like a string. Have that beauty, but it has something else. It has the most important. That's why true violin that is made in the rhythm, how it should be made, you will never find two the same, because the wood never produces the same sound. Never made the two exactly the same, like in a factory. It's impossible. During the construction, you just chisel it out when you make the shape from the outside, and then you chisel it from the inside, which is even more important. The master builder, he doesn't use any kind of measure tools, only the earring. He is actually hunting for the G sound, because every acoustic instrument works on a G sound, and that's what you are trying to find, the G sound. And because every wood has different sound, like every man and woman in the earth have a different voice, so they have their own voices, and they're deeper, higher, so you need to find that G sound, and you cannot put the one exact measurement and copy paste it. You follow what the wood is telling you in order to find that G sound, which, where if you find it, you will have a good working instrument. It can cost up to 500 euros. That's like broken in 1 millimeter thickness. Sometimes you can receive them like this, broken and reassembled. Glues are used, built in 1587, made in Germany. Even repair, that shows the quality of the goods and the workmanship. The reparation was in Prestini 1821, in Bulgaria in 1987, then in Czech Republic. Very beautiful on the back. That's top copy in Istanbul.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Particularly had of Suleyman the Great. You remember I told you in Niš why he became great? He conquered Belgrade. He took Belgrade, put him in the eternal glory of the entire Turkish history. They make bows from ash tree, more refined ones. He will show you how 507 years old violin sounds, but he's not a master player, he's a master builder. Yeah, our hands are rough and thick. We use these things all our lives, so for playing you need to have soft hands and not to rise anything bigger than a glass of water in your life. But I will try to.